Welcome on campus, UCLA, the scene for the second semifinal. We take it high above the Speaker Aquatic Center for the 2021 NCAA Men's Water Polo Championship, our second semifinal of the day. USC is through to the final. They'll await the winner of UCLA. Head coach Adam Wright taking on the Cal Bears. And here's a look at our updated bracket. The Trojans holding off an upset-minded UC Davis squad. That should be Southern California over UC Davis 11-8. And in the top part of our bracket, Cal and UCLA about to square off in what should be a real battle to determine what will happen tomorrow with an NCAA title on the line. There's a good look at Kirk Everest, the two-time Olympian, the national champ as a player at Cal, and now in his 20th season, one of the elder statesmen in the world of college water polo coaching, looking to get the Bears their first NCAA title since the 2016 campaign. They come in at 20-4 on the year. Going up against Adam Wright, similar story. Played here at UCLA, won national titles at UCLA, went on to represent Team USA in the Olympic Games, and now in his 13th year, and his squad, they are the defending champions. They won the 2020 campaign earlier this year in the postponed season. Back in March, they defeated USC on March 21st at USC to claim the title. And we look to our goalkeepers, a couple of strong talents in the cage. Adrian Weinberg, the junior, out of Oak Park, California. Oaks Christian, the prep power, along the 101 freeway here in Southern California. And across the way from Florence, Italy, it's Bernardo Marizzi, the junior second-team All-America pick a year ago. He'll be manning the cage for the Bruins. They are packed in here, a sellout. For those that couldn't get tickets, to the top of the parking garage they go. Our officials, Levon Dermengian and this man, Michael Goldenberg, the U.S. representative at the Olympic Games in Tokyo. And we are underway with UCLA in the white caps and Cal in the blue caps. And it'll be the Bears to start. And our starters for Cal, we mentioned Weinberg in the cage, Nico Papanikolaou, Miles O'Brien-Schritty, Nikos Delagrammatikis, Jake Stone, Jack Dilly, and Mateus Stilett for the Bears as we get underway. Cal moving left to right on your screen. Here's Stilett. Works to O'Brien-Schritty. Now right inside. That one was almost one-timed home by Papanikolaou off the post. Rebound controlled by Marizzi. Joining Bernardo in the field, Felix Brazina-Willem, Jason Travisano, Nicholas Savlich, the reigning Catino Award winner, Makoto Kenny, Tommy Gruwell, and Giorgio Alessandria. And here is Gruwell. Works to Travisano. Left-hander to Gruwell now. Looking inside for Brazina-Willem. It'll be a battle between he and Delagrammatikis. Into Brazina-Willem, looking to turn, triple team, and a takeaway. It's Jake Stone. Dangerous pass back to Weinberg, but the Bears hang on. And now the long outlet, here's Dealey. Dealey takes a look, works out to O'Brien-Schritty. They fire a couple of passes around the perimeter, and now Stone. Opening moments, second semifinal here at the NCAA Men's Water Polo Championship. Shot clock to 8 as Dealey picks it up on the far pass. Now Mateus Stilett. Stilett fires, batted away, and Marizzi coming into that post. It'll be rebounded by the Bears, and they'll have a new shot clock and can resume on offense nearing the 6.5 mark in this first quarter. Here's Dealey, now O'Brien-Schritty. Around the way, Delagrammatikis, nothing there. Plenty of time, and score it for Jack Dealey. First goal of the match, it goes to the Bears, and the senior out of San Ramon Valley High School has his 44th goal on the year. He has upped his output every year. Last year, of course, an abbreviated season, so if you were to prorate his offense, it would have been higher than what he did the year before. 6:10 to play, first quarter. Bruins looking to answer. Savlich poured inside. Everybody wraps up Brazina-Willem. Take your pick on the exclusion. It's going to go on Della Grammaticus, and the power play here to UCLA. Good work by Brezina Willem to get free, and a power play now to the Bruins. Travisano works out high, Gruwell. A few fakes off the bar. Sky-high rebound, and Savlich bats that one back out to the perimeter for Makoto Kenny, and the Bruins can go back to work. Savlich calls his own number and hits. We're tied at 1. This is after Savlich batted this long rebound back to keep the play alive. Gathers it up and hits. And the graduate student from Kotor, Montenegro has his 32nd goal of the year. Voted the best college player in the land last season, the Catino Award winner. It's the water polo's version of the Heisman, named in honor of the Cal legendary coach Pete Catino. And Savlich starting things off on offense here for the Bruins. We're even at 1. Roberto Valera has come on, as has Max Casabella, a couple of the freshman talents from Europe. Save Maritzi on that O'Brien Shreddy try. And Maritzi will take a look as he closes the door. O'Brien Shreddy didn't necessarily go near post, and Maritzi was able to gather that with the right hand. Here's Evan Rosenfeld now. Redshirt senior from Thousand Oaks. Entry in, looking for Gabe DiCipolo. And he will draw an exclusion. Power play here for UCLA, their second opportunity. Bruins looking to go in front, 2-1. Chase Dodd, standout freshman for the Bruins. Works to Rosenfeld along 2 meters. Back out high, DeMartiere. Dodd takes a look, nothing there. Now Cavanaugh floats it inside, point blank range, easy money, Jack Larson. Power play goal is there for the Bruins, and they go in front 2-1 with 4:42 left in the first. Patience on offense, and that little hesitation did enough to draw defenders off. It leaves the redshirt sophomore Jack Larson all alone, and he hits to make it 2-1. As Kirk Everest has watched the Bruins rip off 2 in a row. Here's Valera. Dealey. They play catch on the perimeter. Valera controls, now the middle. Casabella, shot clock to 10. Casabella lets fly and hits. Max Casabella, the freshman from Spain. What an add this young man has been to the Cal squad, and he ties the match at 2. Lets it fly for his 35th goal on the year, and when Cal and UCLA get together, Max Casabella shows out. 6 goals and 2 wins versus the Bruins during the regular year, and connects here in the first quarter. Cal went 2-0 against UCLA this year, a 10-9 win in Berkeley at the MPS Invite, and a 16-9 win at home in their MPSF matchup. Savlich looking for another, Weinberg ready, and pumps the fist and delivers a kiss to the ball as Cal prepares to head the other direction. Under 4 to play. We're halfway through this first quarter. Here's Papanikolaou, a danger on offense for this Cal team. They've got George Avakian in as well, so a couple of centers roaming out there for the Bears. Volicic takes a look. Casabella rips to Papanikolaou. Shot clock to 5. Valera outside. Save. Controlled by Maritzi, but could not keep it in play on the Volicic try. So a new shot clock for the Bears. And Nico Papanikolaou will put this one in play with 3:25 to go. Shot clock reset, and as Kirk Everest let his group know, they have plenty of time to operate. Valera. Casabella moving in, draws to Papanikolaou. Working around the perimeter are the Bears, and Casabella paints the high corner. 2 quick ones for the freshman. He went high upper 90. As again, Cal just patiently worked those passes around and Maurizio will look back at this one with frustration because he was there in the neighborhood with two hands but couldn't hang on. And quite an answer from the Bears. They strike first, UCLA 2 in a row, and then you turn to Max Casabella, the freshman, who's able to connect for 2 straight and a 3-2 lead for the Cal Bears. Maurizio now works to Gruel and has that taken away. Put his head down just for a split second, perhaps looking for an ordinary, and Papanikolaou takes that one away just as fast. Working back to Adrian Weinberg. Valera pushing ahead. Skies a pass over to Papanikolaou, and now Casabella. And hang on, because an exclusion. The first power play in this one for the Bears. That will send Jack Larson out. 1 goal, 1 foul now for Larson. Cal on the attack, hang on, 6-on-4. Bruins will pack the cage, and a big opportunity here as Gruel goes out with his first 6-on-4 try. 1 coming back now, make it 6-on-5. Casabella has another. What a first quarter for Max Casabella, a hat trick for the freshman. Hitting on the 6-on-5, it was 6-on-4. 1 came back. And give it to the Bears on the power play, and give it to this Golden Bear, who is red hot to start. (4-2), Cal ahead. 37 goals on the year, and we told you about the 6 goals in 2 wins against UCLA. Well, he keeps his averages up, 3 goals at least in a game anytime he plays the Bruins. Savlich now, looking to work free. Thought about it, goes to DeMartiere. Makoto Kenny now works. Here's Travisano, threads it inside. A Whitewater and an exclusion. That's Cameron Reagan drawing the exclusion. It will send Joe Molina off, and a power play here for the Bruins. Out high, Kenny works to Savlich. Kenny now steps up. Travisano, quick passes, DeMartiere, field blocked away. George Avakian on the scene to toss that one aside, and UCLA now 1 for 3 on the advantage, and you can see the big paw of Avakian batting that one away. As Cal goes to work on this end, Garrett Dunn. Valera, and Maurizio is there. So we've seen 1 freshman from Spain do the job. Valera, another on this Cal team. He was looking for his first goal, but not to be, as Bernardo Maurizio is ready. Here's Travisano. Kenny gives a look. He'll walk it in, work to Savlich. And now near side, or far side, depending on your view, DeMartiere. Travisano. DeMartiere fakes and field blocked and right into a waiting Cal Bear. That was Mateus Stilett on the deflection, and Valicic was waiting for it.
Under a minute to play in the first.
Cal defense stellar here, back half of this first quarter. We're less than a minute to go now in this first quarter. It's a 4-2 lead for Cal. 3 unanswered by the Bears. They trailed 2-1. Casabella. Dunn takes a look. Stilett fires it inside. Ball pops out. Where's the Cal Bear? It's Savaki, and he surfaces after that one came free. And the UCLA defense does the job. Shot clock is off. Last 16 seconds here in the first quarter. Savlich on the move. Bruins looking to stop this Bears run. Cameron Reagan. DeMartiere. Inside, bad pass taken away. Bears control. Here's Weinberg with 1 on the clock, and this last shot from Stilett won't get far. And that's all for this first quarter in Westwood. It's the Max Casabella show. A hat trick for the freshman over the opening 8 minutes. He takes what was a 2-1 UCLA lead and single-handedly turns it into a 4-2 Bears advantage. Good start for Cal. 1 quarter complete in our second semifinal. We're back to Westwood after this quick timeout. Beautiful look at the UCLA campus. Hard to find a bad angle here in Westwood, and about the only bad angle Bruin fans are looking at right now is the scoreboard, trailing the Cal Bears 4-2. It was UCLA in front 2-1, and then Max Casabella, the freshman from Mataró, Spain, said, "Allow me to introduce myself to this NCAA tournament crowd with 3 goals in a row, and perhaps Santa Claus can help rescue the Bruins here as we move to the second quarter." They're up top on the parking garage. The band is on the scene, and great energy here. And it's been the team in blue, the Bears, that are giving this group, the Bruins, fits through the first 8 minutes, but plenty of water polo to go. And plenty of time for UCLA to battle back in this one. Bruins come in at 20-3 on the year. They went just 1-2 in conference play, but then won the MPSF tourney up at Stanford. They defeated the Cardinal 11-10 in the final, and that punched their ticket to the NCAA tournament. They then took down Princeton on Thursday in quarterfinal action after the Tigers had defeated Fordham back east to open NCAA tournament play. Back to live action now, and a save by Dodd as Adrian Weinberg gets right in front of the Chase Dodd delivery. And a little help there for the Bears from Wyatt Modilius. On the other end now, here's Dealey. No-look pass inside. Papanikolaou looks to turn, but UCLA on the scene. Bruins came over quickly. Chase Dodd was there right as Papanikolaou was about to go into a turn. And the ball's back to the Bruins. Gruel. Alessandria, and now Chase Dodd, the freshman from Long Beach. Keeper all the way out, and an exclusion. It'll be on Weinberg. He's headed off. Power play. A problem here for the Bears. Best chance in a while for the Bruins to score, and they do. Jake Cavanaugh doesn't miss this opportunity. Power play connect for the senior from Huntington Beach. And the Bruins take advantage of the goalkeeper getting excluded. Prior to this, Weinberg, aggressive off his line, came all the way out. Bears try and pack the house. Cavanaugh has a key to the front door and lets himself in. 4-3. 6:46 to go. First half. And that goal from Cavanaugh halts a 3-0 run by the Bears / Max Casabella.
Short pass. That's to Stone. Back to Dealey at the point.
Here's Dealey now on the other end. O'Brien Shriddy. Dealey lets fly. Maritzi with the left. Eyeing that one all the way to the post. Bernardo Maritzi. 100+ saves on the year. Here's Dealey now. O'Brien Shriddy. Dealey takes a look. Fires it to Mundelius, and that one is into the post and then controlled by the Bruins as Brozina Willem is there to gather. Second look, and looked like on a second glance, Maritzi was there to punch that one away. Now backcourt pressure. Papanikolaou making life tough for Alessandria as UCLA looks to advance. Travisano looking to Alessandria, but first an exclusion. Garrett Dunn going off, his first foul. UCLA with their 5th power play and a chance to tie. Dodd, Cavanaugh. They work now to Rosenfeld. Outside, Dodd not there. Cavanaugh faking, sides coming even, and it's taken away. Papanikolaou swipes that one from the Bruins as UCLA now 2 for 5 on the advantage. 5:17 to play, first half. Here's Mateus Stillett. Now Stone controlling, and here's Dealey. O'Brien Shriddy. Papanikolaou in at 2 meters, but Bruins paying him a whole host of respect, ready on a double. It's Dealey now. O'Brien Shriddy, timer to 2. They let fly, and Maritzi controls that one, but it is handled by Jake Stone. Might have been Evan Rosenfeld getting a piece of that as well. And now a new shot clock for the Bears. Stillett, O'Brien Schritty gives a look, lets it go. Marizzi there with the right hand. Pops it up to himself and controls it to keep things 4-3, nearing the 4.5-minute mark in this first half. Marizzi now, here's Rosenfeld, Harvard Westlake grad. To Travisano. Alessandria now moving in. A variety of fakes, and Weinberg watched them all, and see Weinberg trying to direct traffic there on the perimeter to Jack Dealey. After he makes that stop, offering some instruction, as he was a little screened out there, but able to make the stop, and new shot clock now for the Bruins. Alessandria being pressed into the backcourt. Rosenfeld will come as a release valve. Brosina Willem setting up camp at about 2 meters, under 4 in this first half. Rosenfeld now fires that pass in, and everything but the finish for Brosina Willem. He quickly turned, but put it high of the cage. The turn, and that one just up and away for Felix Brosina Willem. He opted out of last season during the COVID-shortened campaign, and the redshirt senior from Santa Monica back for his final run. Wyatt Mundelius, the freshman from Danville. Bears work it out high. O'Brien Schritty, now Mundelius around the way. Here's Stone. Quick shot there by Dealey, and it is off the mark. But again, a new shot clock, and the Bears will have it. O'Brien Schritty. They work it around the perimeter again, and somehow that found a home for Jack Dealey. Looked as if Marizzi would be there, and it took a nasty hop. Let's take a second look. That one curls around the defender and past Marizzi to give Cali 5-3 lead as Jack Dealey has his second of the game. Reminds you in baseball of that bad hop towards a shortstop that just eats up the infielder and goes over their head, and perhaps a little bit like that here as Marizzi tried to get into position, and credit Dealey with his second goal. Gruel now, and another exclusion coming. So Bruins doing the job drawing exclusions. Their 6th man-up opportunity, just 1 for the Bears. UCLA 2 for 5 thus far. That'll be Stillett heading out for 20 seconds. DeMartiere handling. Now Gruel out high. Here's Kenny. Makoto Kenny wants it and delivers. Makoto Kenny is in the mix with the power play goal. His first of the day, and the Bruins cut it down to 1. Kenny kept faking, walking it in, and just waited out Weinberg. And that's the 12th goal on the year for the Costa Mesa, California native. Big Bruin contingent enjoys that. And it's a 1-goal game once more. 2:40 to play, first half. Valera. Here's Joe Molina. Casabella's back in. He lit it up in the first quarter. I haven't heard much from him since. Volicic now. Valera. Valera moves in. Molina now. Thought about it, winds up, and Marizzi able to read that one and control it. Stays 5-4 in favor of the Bears. Bernardo Marizzi now 6 saves for the Bruins. DeMartiere pressed out by Casabella, and now Savalic. Savalic, a variety of fakes, goes lob and almost fooled Weinberg, but credit Adrian Weinberg using all of his 6'5" frame to lurch back and control that one. 1:40 to go, first half, 5-4 Cal. Valera. Valera takes the ordinary, winds up, and Marizzi there as the defender cleared out of the way, didn't want to interfere. Bruins were looking long, but Papa Nicolau showing off his speed, keeping up with Rosenfeld. But now Kenny Savlich, Rosenfeld, inside Discipolo, trying to power towards the cage. They'll say no call. Everyone's hands were up. It is the signal from the official, Levon Dermengian, and the ball back to the Cal Bears as we near 1 minute to play in this first half. Valicic now. Here's Papa Nicolau. Valera. Less than a minute to play. Shot clock to 5 for the Bears. Here's Papa Nicolau. Looking for the ordinary. Doesn't get it and has to take the direct shot, which is read by Bernardo Marizzi. Add another save to the juniors' tally. Papa Nicolau playing for that foul outside 6. That's become such a different part of the game, moving from 5 to 6. Meanwhile, Discipolo hammers it home inside. And he has tied this game at 5 with 24 seconds left. The junior from Santa Cruz, California, is on the board with his first. Second look at the center who does the work in the pool and in the classroom, named the NCAA Elite 90 Award winner, given to the athlete competing in this championship weekend with the highest GPA. And Discipolo has 1 goal and a 3.78 GPA in sociology as he checks out. Shot clock is off for now. 18 seconds left here, first half. Valicic now. Out high, Casabella. Dealey. Valicic not ready for that one. 4 seconds left as they'll reset. Out to Casabella with 3. Max Casabella, it's off the bar. Thought about number 4, not to be. Here's Marizzi with 1 second left, and he'll hang on to it. As we come to halftime, all even at 5. Everyone expected a tight game between these two, and it is what we have gotten thus far. Max Casabella with a thrilling first quarter. The freshman, 3 goals to give Cal the lead for the moment, but then UCLA battling back, showing their balance. 5 different scorers, and they tie this at 5 as we pull into halftime. Second half on the way. We're back after this break right here on NCAA.com. Second half on the way here in Westwood. Excellent shot high above the Speaker Aquatic Center. Looking down on the teams ready, and now looking at some history and a storied program here at UCLA, winners of multiple men's and women's titles. Cal, no strangers to winning national championships as well. They have the most in men's water polo, 14 overall. And these two teams, they've gotten together more than once in the NCAA tournament. This is the 14th meeting between UCLA and Cal in the NCAA tourney. Bears hold a 9-4 advantage. They last met back in the 2016 tourney when Cal defeated UCLA in the semifinal in overtime on the way to the championship, which they would win. And it goes all the way back to 1969, the first NCAA championship final. The Bruins defeated the Bears 5-2. So these two have a long, long history when it comes to NCAA tourney water polo. As we get going here in the third, Bruins control the opening sprint. In the white caps, Cal in the dark. Bruins moving left to right on your screen. This is Savlich handling. Shot clock to 8. into Alessandria. Bears on the scene. A lot of letters there getting jumbled. Bears there. Mateus Stilett comes up with it. And now Cal tries to go inside. That pass bounced off the head of Papanikolaou, and he gives a look like, what am I going to do with that? As it came in too hot, wasn't ready for it. It's back to Maritzi. And he'll push it ahead. We're all tied at 5 here in the third. Opening minute. Savalic. He goes in. And that will draw a penalty. Setting things up for Felix Brazina-Willem. And the penalty will go against Delagrammaticus. That is his second foul. Second look here is Delagrammaticus trying to contain Brazina-Willem. And here's Savalic for the 5-meter to give the Bruins the lead. They last led at 2-1. They're in front again. Nicholas Savalic. That's his second. It's the first penalty score for the Bruins. First penalty shot for either side in this one. And it's a 6-5 lead for UCLA as Savalic with the sleeved right arm up high and connects. First team All-America selection last year. And now back in this graduate campaign, adding to the depth. Dealey now. Stone. That pass a little too hot to handle for Warren Loth. He'll pick it up and regroup. 12 on the shot clock for the Bears. Stone from the outside. Dealey off the crossbar and away. So we're about 6.5 left in the third quarter. So we talk about both of these teams. You hear a lot of redshirt, juniors, seniors, graduate students. With the pandemic, everyone given the opportunity to add an extra year of eligibility. And so you're seeing some very veteran groups as some players elected to hang around. Cavanaugh. Shot clock to 5. Cavanaugh thought about it. To 2. To 1. Out of time. Stifling defense from Miles O'Brien-Shriddy, the redshirt senior from Burbank, California. Bottles up Cavanaugh. And the ball back to the Bears. Cal trailing by 1. A little over 2 minutes gone by, third quarter. Dealey works to Stone. Here's Stilett. O'Brien-Shriddy. No look from Stilett. He goes off the post. Crafty idea, but the post had other ideas, and Maritzi controls. Now Diamartiere, the redshirt freshman from Naples, Italy. He'll advance and work ahead to Jack Larson, but things will stop there. An offensive foul away from the ball, and Cal will take control. And now a yellow card to Cal coach Kirk Everest. That's some words for the official. Offensive foul on this end. Bruins give it away. Now the Bears give it away. It's back to Maritzi. 6-5 UCLA. Evan Rosenfeld. Under 5 to play, third quarter. Rosenfeld moves in. Now to Cavanaugh. Larson thought about it. Now works to Cavanaugh. They keep it on the perimeter. Inside, triple team and a steal. And then Larson gets it right back and deals off to Diamartiere. But UCLA, the shot clock sounded, but it looked as if there was a change of possession. I don't know if the officials ruled that. That would have reset the shot clock, so they're going to discuss this. Referees are wearing wireless headsets so they can speak to each other. As you see here, great job by our crew getting that shot of Michael Goldenberg, talking across the pool to his counterpart, Lavander Mengian.
Jake, you gotta work. It's our ball, move up, move up.
Officials still working this out. So we get a second look here. Cal takes that away for the moment. It was quick, but Warren Loth was headed the other way with that ball and then lost control. And it came right back to the Bruins. The question is, how much time is on the shot clock? 4:43 to go here in the third. It's a 6-5 lead for UCLA. So it looks like they're crunching some numbers here at the scorers table to figure that out. Good seesaw battle here, and they determine not far off a full reset. So 26 seconds for UCLA after possession changed hands rapidly from the Bruins to the Bears to the Bruins. DeMartiere now walks it in, puts that inside, step out and score. More Gabe DiCipolo, his second. And the junior taking advantage of the moment. 7-5 Bruins. Works inside. He got excellent position, driving Loth almost into Weinberg, just backing everybody up. Entry comes in. And the 6'3" junior out of Bellarmine Prep takes the turn and hits. Played with the Stanford Water Polo Club, but went the other direction down south to compete for UCLA. And he has now given the Bruins a 7-5 advantage. It's their largest lead of the game. They led 2-1, then watched Cal go on a tear. And excitement on the sidelines, as now the Bruins have not only engineered a comeback, but also taken the advantage by 2. So UCLA, we told you, won the MPSF tournament. That punched their ticket here. Conversely, Cal was perfect during the regular year in the MPSF. They go 4-0. They get into the tournament and sputter to close things out. They lose to Stanford in overtime and then lose to USC. They fall to the Cardinal 12-11, then to the Trojans 11-9. Thankfully for the Bears, they had done enough during the regular season to still secure an at-large selection to the NCAA tournament, but you never want to back into the postseason that way, and that is what had happened to the Bears after such a strong regular season, one that saw them beat UCLA in both of their matches. And now they find themselves down 2 to the Bruins. And UCLA, they've been able to get it together on an offense. Nicholas Savelich, one of their key pieces. And then the presence of junior center Gabe DiCipolo. The second goal on the day has given the Bruins a 7-5 lead. Adam Wright, the UCLA and USA Water Polo Hall of Famer, Olympic silver medalist in his playing days, and now trying to defend the NCAA crown that the Bruins won this past March. First, they've got to get to the championship game. Leading 7-5 here. Out of the timeout, field blocked, and the Bruins control it. Rosenfeld on the scene. And that was Evan Rosenfeld with the left. Excellent deflection there for the veteran. Now Gruel. He'll walk it in. Shot clock to 8, and he finds Cavanaugh. Cavanaugh, save Weinberg. Weinberg celebrated for a moment, and that gave Cavanaugh an opportunity to get closer to the ball, but credit Weinberg, he stuck with that play. This is risky here. So you see a little fist pump, and that was just enough of a flinch to let Cavanaugh get that ball back. Weinberg does do enough to deter the shot, and it's back to the Bears. 3:30 left in the third. A drop. It's picked back up. Here's Loth. Casabea now fires that pass to O'Brien Shriddy. Shot clock to 1. Casabea rips it, and it's knocked out by Marizzi. Some heat on that attempt from the outside. And then Marizzi there, last second with the left hand. New shot clock. Bears have it back, trailing 7-5. They led 4-2 at one point. Casabea Crafty fake. Valera, save. Marizzi took that one right in the grill.
Credit him with a second diagonal slash. That's 10 saves for the UCLA goalkeeper.
Long rebound.
That's another reset.
And a new shot clock once more. So Cal continues to chip away here on offense. Under 3 to play. Dealey faking another Marizzi save. Bernardo Marizzi heating up in this third quarter. He keeps it 7-5 Bruins. And now ahead to Gruel, but for all the excellent saves, an overpass from Marizzi gives it away, and then Cal adding an exclusion. So momentum now building for the Bears. The exclusion will go on Cameron Reagan. And the power play for the Bears, and Kirk Everest will call for time with 2:21 to play in the third quarter. Cal has not had many opportunities on the 6-on-5. This will be just their second attempt on the power play. Meanwhile, UCLA is 3 of 6. But it's a big chance for this Cal Bear team that was playing so well in the first quarter. Max Casabella on fire, 3 big goals, and he has been quiet since then. UCLA has adjusted. They have surged ahead. Gabe DiCipolo, 2 big goals in close. Bruins convert on a penalty. And Bernardo Marizzi has caught fire. Already double figures in saves. He has 11. 5 for Adrian Weinberg. A look here at some of Marizzi's handiwork. .221 left in the third. 6-on-5 opportunity. Sun setting, temperatures dropping here in Westwood. Here's Stillett. Out high, Dealey. Tries the no-look inside, but a penalty is called. Papanikolaou draws the penalty. Let's take a second look at this. So Dealey, a little fake. I'd be curious to see that again when we get an opportunity. As it went inside, Papanikolaou drew the penalty. Casabella now will get the opportunity to step up here and try and make it a 1-goal game. Yellow card again towards the Cal bench. Casabella converts. He has 4 goals.
Right side, good.
And Cal makes it a 1-goal game, 7-6. So again, Dealey no look, tries to go inside to Papanikolaou, and a penalty's called. And I'm wondering if perhaps the penalty had nothing to do with Papanikolaou. Maybe it was in the other post, because Papanikolaou looked largely untouched as he waited for that pass, which was kind of deflected to come in. It ended up coming his way, and he tried to redirect, but at that time, a penalty was called. So it's 7-6. UCLA, it works for the Bears. They'll take it. In need of offense. Under 2 to play in the third. Gruel. Works to Cavanaugh. Felix Brozina-Willem is on, in at 2 meters. Now out to Dodd. Shot clock under 10. Gruel takes a look. Timer to 4. Gruel, save Weinberg. Long rebound. Tracked down by Valera. Bears on the move, but Bruins are ahead of the pack to get back on defense as we take a second look at Adrian Weinberg adding to his total. Under 90 seconds to play, third quarter. Casabella works to Valera. Casabella takes a look, save Marizzi. Bernardo Marizzi is dialed in right now. Most recent goal for Cal came on a penalty. Otherwise, in regular play, Maritzi has been a wall. Less than a minute to go in the third. Gruel. Rosenfeld. Shot clock to 6. Rosenfeld gives a look. Timer to 3. Gruel with 1. Dodd, as the timer expires, the freshman Chase Dodd converts. 8-6 Bruins. Everybody was headed down the other end. Chase Dodd stuck with it. And right as the shot clock was expiring, he measured that shot and delivered. Measure twice, cut once. Chase Dodd, his 31st goal. Was an MPSF Newcomer of the Week earlier in the year. He's been a big ad out of Huntington Beach High School in Orange County, California, and makes it 8-6. 30 seconds left here. About a 9-second differential between the shot and game clock as we come to the end of 3 in Westwood. Outside now, Valera rips it. Roberto Valera answering back for the Bears to make it a 1-goal game again. We've focused, of course, on the 4 goals of Max Casabella, but Roberto Valera, he is the MPSF Newcomer of the Year. I'm sure there was some tough debate on which freshman from Spain on Cal to give it to, but Valera now 41 goals on the year and a big answer. That second time that UCLA and Cal met on November 6th, a 16-9 win for the Bears in Berkeley. It was Valera with 4 goals in the victory. And he brings Cal back to within 1 at 8-7 with 18 seconds left. Goalie change here. This is part of relatively new rules to water polo. Savlich in as the quote-unquote goalie. He can be the 7th player on offense. Empty cage for the Bruins. Savlich with 4. 3 now. Gruel. Cross pass with 1. Score it for the Bruins. A clutch goal for Makoto Kenny as time expires in the third. They put in Savlich at the keeper position. Nothing was available out high. And with time winding down, the Bruins stay patient and find Makoto Kenny, who rips it for a 9-7 lead headed to the 4th quarter. Bruins trying to punch their ticket to the NCAA final. Makoto Kenny helps them get 1 step closer. We take a timeout and return with the final 8 minutes from Westwood after this. Fourth quarter on the way, under the lights here at the Speaker Aquatic Center. UCLA leading Cal 9-7. Greg Meskel here with you. Poolside in Westwood. Makoto Kenny beating the buzzer to finish off the third quarter. His second of the match, and it gives the Bruins a 2-goal lead with 8 minutes left. Winner moves on to meet USC in the national championship. We'll have it for you tomorrow right here on NCAA.com, 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific. As we are getting set for the opening sprint to start off this fourth quarter. 4's up indeed for UCLA fans. It appears there's a banner or piece of paper in the pool. One of the posters that the fans brought found its way into the water. Tommy Gruel goes out to retrieve that, and now we'll get going. You hear about basketball courts where fans are on top of the action, and then you watch a water polo game at the Speaker Aquatic Center. This front row, they are just feet away from being in the pool with everyone else. And it's Kenny and Savlich to control the opening sprint. UCLA has it as we are underway in the fourth. Cal Bears took the lead in the first. UCLA went up 2-1. Cal answered. They went up 4-2 behind 3 goals from Max Casabella. Bruins surged in front, and they've been able to maintain the lead. They're ahead 9-7 here. It's been a 1-goal game on multiple occasions in this second half. Here's Savelich, save Weinberg. He went up high. That one was headed up over his head, and Weinberg able to pull it down with 2. And now Valera on the move. Here's Valera, now O'Brien Shriddy. Delagrammaticus. Score the goal for Cal. More Max Casabella. This guy, unreal. 5 goals for the freshman. Has played with the Spanish national team at the U17 and U20 level. Wouldn't surprise you if they want him around for the senior team. And he has filled the offensive void here for Cal because UCLA has largely neutralized the big man from Athens, Greece, Nico Papanikolaou, the bruising center who comes in with 64 goals on the year. Hasn't had a goal tonight and has barely gotten a touch on offense. You'll see when Cal looks to post up, the Bruins surround him like a head of state, and they're the security detail. As the ball turns over, and now the Bears are on the attack. More Casabella, Marizzi ready this time as Max was going for the 6-pack to try and tuck that in on the near post. And Marizzi there put his head in front of that one. Stays 9-8. Here's Larson. Out to Gruel and across to Travisano, and we'll have an exclusion. And Adam Wright signaling for a timeout. And they blow the air horn. Timeout is called as UCLA will have their 7th power play on the way. And that foul will go on Nikos Delagrammaticus. That is his 3rd. The red flag is out, and that is a crucial loss for the Cal Bears. Their key defender in 2 meters, the graduate student from Athens, is done for the day. As UCLA has a power play coming up there, 3 of 6 on the advantage so far. And with 6:17 to play in the fourth, they're looking at a 20-second advantage as they try and push back in front by 2. Adam Wright using just his 30-second timeout. So UCLA has 3 full timeouts remaining. Bears with 1 full 1:30. Kenny, now Travisano dances along 2 meters, out high. Here's Savelich. Savelich, a fake. Cavanaugh moving in. Sides coming even. Shot is field blocked away. And so UCLA calls the timeout, tries to convert on the 6-on-5, and the Cal defense, that interior defense, all over it. Under 6 now, 4th quarter. And so from an exclusion on one end to a kick out on the other, Cal hasn't gotten many of these, just their 3rd opportunity on the power play. The exclusion goes on Makoto Kenny. 6-on-5 now, Bears on the attack. Savelich fingertips away from stealing that one. Instead, it's Valera dealing, and hitting is Jack Deely. A hat trick for Jack Deely. We're even at 9. Bears aren't quitting anytime soon. And Jack Deely amped. Just moments ago, the Bears were down 2. They scored 2 in a row. The latest from Jack Deely to tie this game with 5:31 to play in the fourth. Bears now 2 for 4 on the power play. And officials sorting things out. It's Michael Goldenberg checking in with Kirk Everest, and now we are back and ready to go. All even at 9. Cal and UCLA. Kenny. Savalich. Entry in, keeper out. Weinberg comes over and smothers that entry pass into Gruwell. And then gave a look to the official to make sure there'd be no other calls. And now ahead to the Bears. Volicic. Valera. Shot clock to 6. Valera, timer to 3. Casabella gotta go. Scored it for Max Casabella. He took something off that one. 6 goals for the freshman. A legendary performance in this semifinal battle. 3 unanswered from the Bears. And check out the spin on the lob. He can't believe it. 10-9 Cal. UCLA had led by 2, 9-7. Cal has scored 3 unanswered to push ahead 10-9 with 4:38 to play here in the 4th. And an all-time performance right now. However this one turns out from Max Casabella, a freshman from Spain. 6 goals in the semifinal. He's now with 40 on the year. He has 40 goals on the year. He has scored 12 of those against UCLA. His brother Xavier, a goalkeeper on this Cal team, not part of the tournament roster. And for the Bruins, it had seemed as if they had slowed down Casabella for a little while after his first quarter outburst, but he has now gotten in gear here late. And we used a baseball analogy earlier about a tough hop on a shortstop, but for Casabella, throwing heat repeatedly, and with the shot clock winding down, what does he do? Hits him with the changeup, and it fades into the corner for goal number 6. We're telling you about Cal offense. Let's look back at some of it. As the Bears work their way back from a 2-goal deficit, it's been the Max Casabella show. Then Jack Dealey, he's been huge. 3 big goals, and then that last one, the lob. A 10-9 lead for the Bears. 4:38 to play. Under the lights in Westwood. You talk about freshmen, you see a legend in the college game, Tony Azevedo. He did some things as a freshman as well. Looking on here, the Stanford Cardinal great. Yeah. Out of the timeout, Savalich. Shot clock to 15. Bruins on the move. Gruwell, field blocked. Casabella just a ball of energy right now. He is loving every moment of this. On the other end, Marizzi just gets enough of it. And we stay 10-9, halfway through. How about that save? Marizzi gets just enough. 10-9 Bears, under 4 to play. Cavanaugh. He'll take a look. No look inside. Backhand, and Weinberg didn't have to touch it because it went wide of the keeper. It looked initially like maybe he got a piece, but it's just off the mark. That is the thing with backhands. Sometimes no one knows where they're going to go. 3.5 to play, 4th quarter. Outside now, Garrett Dunn. Casabella. Out to Dunn, 5 on the timer. He'll let it fly, and that's off the frame of the cage and away with now 3:15 to play here in the fourth. And Cal ahead 10-9. Savlich on the move. Has a lane, and now Papanikolaou giving chase. Travisano. Under 3 minutes to go. Cavanaugh moves in, loads it up, and ties it. Jake Cavanaugh, the senior, levels the score at 10 with his second of the game. Second look. How about that arm angle? Right-hander dips to his left and puts it around the shot block on the skip and in. High degree of difficulty. And the 30th goal on the year for the senior out of Huntington Beach, California. We're tied at 10. Back and forth thriller here in Westwood. Bruins up 9-7. Cal scores 3 in a row to make it 10-9. And now we're all even. Here's Valera. Dealey. Valera moving in. O'Brien Shriddy now. Shot clock to 8. Dealey field blocked by Brozina Willem, but right to the waiting hand of O'Brien Shriddy. New shot clock for the Bears. 2:20 left in the fourth. Valera, exclusion. Power play for Cal. 6-on-5 right now. Exclusion will go on Reagan. That pass too far. But the Bears have time. Cal on the advantage. Here's Valera. Let's fly. Skip, shot, score on the power play for Roberto Valera. Puts Cal ahead 11-10 with 1:58 to go in this one. They were a little out of sorts on the advantage and then get it together to hit. And if you are a freshman from Spain on the Cal Bears, you've had quite a day. Max Casabella, 6 goals. Roberto Valera, the conference newcomer of the year, 2 of his own. And the Bears inch back in front, 11-10. 1:58 to go in the fourth. USC Trojans in the stands watching. This one comes down to the wire, waiting to see who will they play tomorrow for the national championship. Savlich fires it inside. This is Gruwell. Out to Kenny. Kenny gives a look. Nothing there. Cavanaugh now. Shot clock to 9. And exclusion. Power play for the Bruins. Stone goes off. Big opportunity for UCLA, down 1, under 90 seconds to go in the game. Cavanaugh out high. Kenny around the way. Travisano lurks in along 2 meters. Cavanaugh not there. Kenny moving in. Swing it to Savlich. Savlich in close. Slammed home. Tommy Gruwell. As sides were coming even. We're even at 11 with 1:12 to play in the fourth. The Bruins ever patient. Savlich lobs that pass to Tommy Gruwell. He picks it up and puts it down. 1:12 to go, fourth quarter, all even at 11. As Adam Wright calls out a defensive alignment. And the Bruins hitting right as sides about to come even. First of the day for Gruwell, the junior, out of Cathedral Catholic, San Diego area prep power. And we are coming down to the final minute of this one, all even at 11. Winner moves on to the national title bout. Here's Valera. O'Brien Shriddy. Exclusion. Cal up on a 6-on-5 as Brozina Willem will go off and Kirk Everest will call for time.
And a timeout, Golden Bears.
Felix Brozina Willem Called for the exclusion, inquiring as to what he did. You could hear referee Michael Goldenberg letting him know he turned his back on the ball as he was defending. So now Kirk Everest will call for time. 52 seconds to play, all tied at 11. Timeout scenario goes like this. Cal with 1 30-second timeout left. UCLA has 2 full timeouts left. And this has been a back and forth battle. Some of the most recent activity. Cavanaugh threading a needle. Then on the other end, Valera, one of the top freshmen in the country. Savage to Gruwell. 1-2 punch for the Bruins. And that is how we've arrived at 11 all. 52 seconds left. Temperature dropping here in Westwood. This is all relative to California weather for those in the Midwest and elsewhere. But there's no doubt the warmest place right now is the pool. As we come down to the stretch with less than a minute to go. 11 all, Cal and UCLA. Last time they met in a semifinal, 2016, it went to overtime. It was a Cal win on the way to winning a title. How does this one finish? Out of the timeout, power play for the Bears. Casabella, now Dealey. O'Brien, Shriddy. Papa Nicolau in at 2. Out high, Dealey. He's knocked down. Casabella. Valera. O'Brien, Shriddy now. Sides coming even. Dealey hits! Right as sides came level, Jack Dealey puts Cal in front 12-11 with his 4th goal of the night. Oh, he went right past the head of Marizzi to hit and to give Cal a 12-11 advantage with 30 seconds left. And how many more clutch goals can we have? Every time down, someone has an answer. This is college water polo at its highest level. The Cal Bears now 30 seconds away from getting back to the national championship match. UCLA looking for one more score. 30 seconds to play here. Great crowd on hand tonight. Sell out this weekend. And they have been treated to a classic finish. The top of the parking garage is loaded. Tickets for this one sold out in rapid fashion. Adam Wright talking with his group. Where do the Bruins go now with this, their likely last possession of the game? Adam Wright has the binder out, chock full of plays, explaining things to this group. And if you're talking about offense for UCLA, while we know for Cal it's been largely Max Casabella and Jack Dealey, the Bruins have spread it around a bit more. Savage with 2, Kenny with 2. Jay Cavanaugh with 2, Gabe DiCipolo with 2. Tommy Gruwell got in the mix just moments ago. Plenty of options for UCLA. Shot clock is off. Got the final 30 seconds of this one. So UCLA showed a look that had Chase Dodd wearing a goalie cap. He's now come out, and Marizzi is in as goalie as he has been. UCLA has one more timeout if they choose to use it. So out of the timeout, here we go. Adam Wright has his hand on the air horn, perhaps waiting to see what he sees from the Bears before calling another timeout. He has a full timeout to work with. Here's Cavanaugh. And there it is. He will call for time. So UCLA calls for time. They send out a certain look. They wait about 10 seconds and then call their final timeout. And so what it looks like is going to happen here is that Chase Dodd will be in as that 7th offensive player, and they'll have an empty net. Although maybe they've changed it here. So they have, as we're looking directly at the UCLA huddle, it's now Savlich wearing the goalie cap. So perhaps a little bit of a decoy here from Adam Wright as he sends Chase Dodd out wearing that goalie cap initially, then brings Maurizi back in, and now puts Savlich in at the goalie cap. And so with that sort of alignment, you'd assume UCLA will play for the final shot here. They can't risk an empty net goal with 16 seconds left. And so they'll look for their best opportunity in the closing seconds of regulation here to try and force overtime against the Cal Bears. Bruins are now out of timeouts. Cal has one 30-second timeout left and no fulls. And now we're ready for live action once more with Nicholas Savlich in, wearing the goalie cap. He's in as the 7th attacker, and he will get things started. Shot clock is off, 13 seconds left. Savlich moving in. Gruwell, now Travisano. 7 seconds left. Gruwell, Savlich, 5 seconds. Around the way, 3 seconds, score it! What a clutch score for Makoto Kenny with 3 seconds to play in regulation. 7-on-6 works to perfection. Maurizi's back on, and Kenny has come up major in this 4th quarter. Cross cage above the shot block. When they put in that new rule, you often wondered how to be used. This is how. 3 seconds left. Last chance for the Bears before we would head to overtime. Papanikolaou at the horn, field blocked away. We'll go to overtime in Westwood. Makoto Kenny with 3 seconds left in regulation. On the 7-on-6 attack, they bring Savlich in place of Maurizi. You save plays like that in the binder for moments just like this, and it pays off for the Bruins as they find a way to tie this game in what has been purely a battle of runs. Who could have the last word? And no one just yet, as we are going to overtime. 2 3-minute periods on the way here from UCLA. We will take a timeout, and we'll come back with the start of overtime here at UCLA. 2 3-minute periods to follow. So a timeout on the way, and we're back with more. It's 2021 NCAA Men's Water Polo Championship Tournament action, semifinal round. Well, an instant classic will continue. We'll head to overtime here in Westwood between Cal and UCLA, all level at 12. Makoto Kenny with 3 seconds to play in regulation ties this one at 12 to send us off to overtime. 2 3-minute periods on the way, with the winner moving on to play USC for the national title tomorrow. We'll have that for you here on NCAA.com. It'll be a 2 p.m. Pacific time start. And now that since we're in overtime, each team gets a full timeout back. So Cal and UCLA each with 1 full timeout. The Bears keep their 30-second timeout. They never use that in regulation, and so they get to hang on to that. And we are underway in our first overtime period. Savage there, able to beat O'Brien Shriddy and works it to the Bruins. Steam rising off the pool here as we're into OT. Here's Jack Larson. Rosenfeld. Gruel. Shot clock to 6. Kenny. Gruel with 2. Tries to go inside, running out of time. It's a shot clock violation, and the ball's back to the Bears. And Adrian Weinberg. Casabella. Entry in, Papa Nicolau. How about that turn? No call, taken away. Defense is there. Cal is in disbelief. A power move from Papa Nicolau, who has been largely neutralized tonight. And the Bruins played it perfectly, according to the officials. Depends on who you ask here, if you're a Cal fan or a UCLA fan. On this end now, Rosenfeld. Savage now. Shot clock to 4. Again, UCLA out of time. Kenny. Savage. Weinberg takes it down as that one was an off-balance attempt from distance. And now a transition exclusion against the Bruins. And Cal will call for timeout. With 1:42 to play in our first overtime. So Cal will call their one full timeout here in the overtime periods. Kirk Everest bringing his group in. Could hear him say to Papa Nicolau, that should have been a penalty shot, essentially, on that turn inside. Everest talking to his group. 1:42 to play. All tied at 12, and while Cal didn't get the call they were looking for last time, they do have the 6-on-5 coming here. And a chance to take the lead in overtime. Bears right now 4 of 6 on the advantage. They have their 7th opportunity coming up. UCLA 4 of 8. Bruins ready on defense. And here come the Bears on offense. Out of the timeout, here come the Bears on the advantage, nearing the 90-second mark of this first overtime. Here's O'Brien Shriddy out to Valera. O'Brien Shriddy moving in. Valera on the post. The redirect is in. Score it for the Cal Bears. Papa's in the house. Better late than never for Cal. He has his first of the night on the redirect, and a 13-12 lead for Cal. Second look, one-timer batted home by Papa Nicolau. Cal Bears now 5 of 7 on the advantage. Papa Nicolau 65 goals on the year. Presumably will be in that Catino Award discussion again this year. He was a finalist last year. And so often at that 2-meter spot, you put the work in all game. It may not come to fruition until the late stages. But just continuing to set up opportunities on the post and able to convert. And so now Cal back in front, 13-12. These two have been trading the lead for a while now. Here's Gruel. Bruins have always had an answer. Savage, shot clock to 6. Savage, skip and bar out. And Weinberg controlling. Savage from the outside, skip, bar down and out. Controlled by the Bears. Less than a minute to play first overtime. We've got 3 more minutes to follow. Here's Valera. Casabella takes a look. Shot clock to 5. Valera save Maritzi, but it's a long rebound. It'll be tracked down by Valera, but he'll have to give it up. An offensive foul away from the ball. So after that big save, and then the rebound, it's back to the Bruins. Shot clock is off. 27 seconds left here as we come to the end of the first overtime. Travisano. Bears in front by 1. Winner plays USC for a title tomorrow. Cavanaugh. Travisano moving in. Entry in, backhand. That was fast but too high. Gruel put it up over the cage, and it's back to the Bears with 10 seconds left. Cal can look for one more. Volicic. 3 seconds left. Volicic, and that lob is read the whole way by Maritzi. 1 overtime session complete. Cal leading UCLA 13-12. Papa Nicolau chimes in with his first of the night. And the Bears now 3 minutes away from playing for a title. We'll come back with the second overtime. After this, you're watching live on NCAA.com from UCLA. One overtime period complete. 3 more minutes. Back on the board. Cal 13, UCLA 12. Winner moves on to play USC for a national championship. Greg Meskel here with you for NCAA.com. As good as advertised, this semifinal between the Bears and the Bruins. And Bruins off the mark on that sprint. Possession awarded to Cal, and the Bears will take control. Opening moments, second overtime. Here's Valera, and now Dealey. Big day for Jack Dealey, 4 goals. Inside, tipped home! Papa Nicolau again, saving his best for last. 14-12 Bears. Papa Nicolau just bats it behind his head, and much to his amazement, it went in. Nico Papa Nicolau, the junior from Greece. A powerhouse during the regular season. No goals through all of regulation. This guy has both in overtime. How about the weapons on offense on this Bears team? Casabella early and late. Papa Nicolau in the overtime. Power play now to the Bruins. A must-have here for UCLA. Cavanaugh faking and hitting. Had to have it. They got it. Jake Cavanaugh, his third. Back to a 1-goal game, 14-13, 2:14 to go in overtime number 2. And we've seen this movie before. Cavanaugh walks it in, up on his legs, fakes everyone into exhaustion, and then hits. One of the veterans on this group, the senior. 14-12 Bears. So now the Bruins will need to do the job on defense. Casabella. Here's Dealey setting things up along 2 meters. Valera. Casabella flips it behind his head to Dealey. He goes a little no look and puts it high. That was everything but the finish. Casabella going for the N1 Mixtape Water Polo edition. Meanwhile, Rosenfeld ahead of the crowd, moving in, has space, bar out! Evan Rosenfeld in front, off the bar and away. That would have tied it at 14. It stays 14-13 Bears with Now 90 seconds to play in this second overtime.
Wait for Papa! Get out! Get out!
Here's Dunn. Kirk Everest looking to set things up for Papa Nicolau as Dunn moves in. Shot clock to 3. Casabella. That one is read by Marizzi. He again threw some nasty spin on that shot, but Bernardo Marizzi reads it. Look at the movement on that ball, and Marizzi was there. It bounces off the post. No opportunity. Now less than a minute to go. Bruins down 1. Gruwell. Here's Savlich. Got the ordinary. His shot if he wants it. Savlich loads it up and is off the mark. Wide of the cage. And it's back to the Bears with 46 seconds left. UCLA looking like they'll have one more opportunity on offense. They are sitting on a full timeout. Cal does have a 30-second timeout. They can take time off the clock. You can hear Kirk Everest telling his guys, shoot high. So run this clock down and then look to put it high. They'd love to get a second shot clock. Here's Dealey now. Casabella, timer to 5. They don't need to shoot high. They just went up by 2. Dun. Garrett Dunn hitting a major goal with 19 seconds left in overtime to give the Bears a 15-13 lead. And the junior out of Camp Lindo High School might have just put the cap on this one. 15-13 Cal in a game where every time the Bears surged ahead, the Bruins had an answer. It looks as if the home team is out of time. With 19 seconds to play in the second overtime. And how often does it happen in big games? The names you're expecting to come through with the goals, they certainly deliver. But then in those very clutch moments, a role player steps up and comes up clutch. Garrett Dunn, just his 16th goal on the year. And it likely puts this one to bed. Papa Nicolau, 2 monster goals in this overtime. Dunn has the latest. And now the Bears are just 19 seconds away from meeting up with USC in the national championship match tomorrow. Here's Marizzi to put it in play. Shot clock is off. They got to go quick. Savlich, that's an ordinary. It's his shot to take. Up on his legs. Field blocked away. A monster denial by the Bears as that one is knocked out of play and back to the Bears with 12 seconds left. Ball comes in. And now Cal can just take the rest of the time off the clock. And they will first call for timeout and use their final timeout of the game to set things up as the Bears are going to roll on to the national championship game tomorrow against USC with 8 seconds left and with possession. They can take the rest of the time off the clock. And what an effort from this Cal Bear team. Max Casabella surges them ahead in the first quarter. They're down 2-1, they go in front 4-2. Fast forward late stages. UCLA pushes ahead 9-7. Cal works their way back 3 unanswered to go in front 10-9. Then you get into all kinds of mayhem over the end of the fourth and into overtime. Back and forth we go. Once we get into overtime, Nika Papanikolaou, 2 huge goals, and then Garrett Dunn seals the deal. And now Papanikolaou and the Bears will let time expire in this one. 4 seconds left. Bruins looking for a steal, but it won't matter. It's the Cal Bears that are headed back to the national championship match, and there will be no defense of the title this year for the UCLA Bruins as Cal wins it 15-13 in overtime. An instant classic here at the NCAA championship tournament. The Bears improved to 21-4. And for UCLA, they conclude their year at 20-4. And this one will sting more as the hosts. They won't get a chance to play for a title tomorrow. For the Bears, after struggling down the stretch, losing 2 straight at the MPSF tournament, they come back with this effort in the semifinal round to punch their ticket to the championship match, where they will meet USC tomorrow at 2 p.m. Pacific. We'll have it for you right here on NCAA.com. What an effort from some key pieces in this one for the Bears. You got to start first with a freshman from Spain, Max Casabella, a game no one will ever soon forget. 6 huge goals, 12 on the year against UCLA alone for the freshman from Mataró, Spain. You look around the rest of the Bears lineup. Jack Dealey, 4 big goals. Into overtime, Nico Papanikolaou, 2 goals to put the Bears in front. Garrett Dunn with a goal late that ends up being the insurance goal. And then Adrian Weinberg adds 8 saves. For UCLA, they get 3 goals from Makoto Kenny until two of those 3 were tremendous clutch shots late in clocks to keep UCLA afloat. Jake Cavanaugh with 3 important goals, and Bernardo Marizzi made all kinds of stops, 16 saves in cage. But again, our final, 15-13, Cal defeating UCLA in overtime. Bears will play the Trojans tomorrow for the title. Greg Meskel saying thanks for joining us. Good night from Westwood.